You know, I just caught myself watching last year's full games without commercials of Nebraska football. We are less than a month away, and I am still content deprived of football. Probably because preseason content for football is bad. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's boring, and that's why I don't make many videos about it. So if you're asking for that, I'm sorry. If you really do ask, I will, but I'll stick to baseball. Hello, welcome. Sorry I'm 3 days late, but I can't really take time off my trip to do something, something like this. So, yeah, all the things are reflective as of July 31st. We do not need to talk about the last 3 days. That's all. That's all that I'm gonna say. But let's get started with games. Yeah, so we'll talk about the trade deadline later, but let's start out with the with this. I don't know. For a team that doesn't have many big losing streaks, this month was kind of yeah. The problem is that we lose games at any point because remember we were talking about the Brewers and they were like, oh yeah, they might continue to be decent for a little bit, but obviously it's not really going to last much longer. Their winning streak is kind of done. I mean, they just lost to the fucking Rockies in extras. Like, come on. It really did not stop this month. Yeah, two sweeps in a row of the Dodgers. The team that put up the most fight against them, the Marlins, who are actually starting to become pretty good. So, that what was it? What was it that incident on May 14th is slightly excused, but okay, let's just move on to our month, and it starts out pretty well. 5-2, 5-4, 1-0 in 10th inning, and Shaw hits a sac fly to end it. We probably didn't deserve to win that game, considering we had a grand total of 3 hits, and one of them was by Suzuki, and 2 of them were by Swanson. Okay, but it's the Guardians. No one really cares for the Guardians. Let's move on to the Cardinals. We have to beat the shit out of them, and we hit 8 homers and only scored 11. That's kind of depressing in my opinion. You hit 8 home runs and you only score 11. Out of the 8 home runs, there was 2 that had multiple base runners, and they were two run shots. Good day for Bush, though. Maybe they should put him at number 1 at some point. Then we finally hit a roadblock. 8-6 loss. To that. Yeah, giving up 5 runs in the 8th is kind of bad. Keller, what are you doing? Stop. It doesn't help that Pomeranz started the game and then just did nothing. Oh yeah, by the way, I think is this where we started to do the stupid, or do we, no, wrong one. Or was that like no, indeed that was yeah, so remember that Italian injury? Well, he hasn't come back yet. So for this entire month we had a guaranteed loss at a 5th starter. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, it doesn't bode well when you have no 5th starter. But I'm sure we'll clean that up with later acquisitions, and it's fine because the offense showed up, and Boyd is apparently God amongst men, even if he only goes 5 innings and 9 strikeouts. But Wicks is there to save the day. Yeah, I come to save the day. Yeah, whatever. But it's fine. 11. But now we go face the Twins. The Twins, man. That team is about to sell a bunch of players. Surely we can win the series. No, we lose with Emanaga. No, we lose with Horton, and we beat him with Rhea. 8-1. I've got to say, I really, 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 really don't understand why we lost the series to the Twins when the Twins, as of now, are now worse than they were then, and they just sold everybody. The vibes are kind of dead. Let's be honest there. And surprisingly, I don't need to talk about that. Now, let me see. Was he in? Yes, he was leading off. Okay. Wait. Wait. No, that's correct. No, that is correct. Okay. Sorry, I just had to confirm something. But now, because of that disappointment, we have to go clean up games against the Yankees. The Yankees. At the Yankees as well. And it doesn't start well because that fifth starter automatic loss, that did not go well. I don't know how our relief pitchers can go 4 in 3 innings when they pitch 68 and 68, but they gave up too many runs anyway. I mean, Thielbar was efficient with the giving up the runs. 1 inning and gave up 2, way more efficient than all those other scrubs. But hey, at least they won the other 2 games when they... I don't know, man. Whatever. Fried man got blisters and just could not hold up after 3 innings. So, yeah, he just got taken out. They had to do a bullpen game. Ha! Take that, bastards. Hey, you won the final game. Imanaga finally getting its, getting something. Wahoo! It's good. Everything is amazing. Going up against the Red Sox. 4-1. Once again, we win. And this was after the All-Star break. I forgot. Yeah, the All-Star break, whatever, it's fine. It's a break. It's cool. It's not like I'm pissed that some of our guys weren't picked. Nope. And for anyone saying that the Brewers pitcher didn't deserve it, he deserved it. He's playing pretty well, I will say, as a rival fan. But, Red Sox beat him twice. Obviously, we're going to have to go for the series sweep because those fucking pesky Brewers are going to keep fighting against us. That 6-0, by the way, had 5 solo homers. The other run was a sacrifice fly. Apparently, these are the only ways that we can score runs. But nope, we have to lose 6-1 because Abreu is apparently a good baseball player, and I don't know, man. But this series was strange for one thing. Ian Happ batting 6th. Batting 6th. What? It's very strange. It's very strange for a Craig Counsell team to be changing his lineup this much. Moving Bush all the way to number 1. Just no warning, no foretold, we might be moving Hap around. Just, I tuned in. It was like, oh, yeah, it's that doesn't look like Hap. That's a Bush. What is he doing here? But yeah, and he and Hap has done, I don't know, man. He's done okay, but I don't know. But now we move on to the Royals. A team that is, they're under 500. And a part of that AL Central thing. We'll just call it that for now because I don't want to say more. Then we give up 12 runs. And this is around the time that we decided, you know what? We don't really like bullpen games. Let's go with Ben Brown as our starter. Yeah, remember him like a while ago where he was, he wasn't that great, so we sent him down. Well, yeah, he still does not have it. He cannot crack it in there. Flexen having to do a long relief session. Oh boy. Hey, got the second win. Boyd, shutout, victory. Wahoo. Surely 7 innings with no runs will never be blown. And then we lose. Rhea. Why? Even Stressley was doing okay in this one. And then this guy, who was he? Kriske? Kriske, yeah, he was doing okay. Surely we don't DFA him on August 2nd. Why did we DFA him? I'm sad. Anyway. Continue. On to the White Sox. At the White Sox. Does that really matter? Yes. Sort of. But surely, the White Sox during this series have been, well, just before they beat out the Rays and swept the Pirates. So they're on some momentum. They actually have like the most momentum out in the after the All-Star break. So that obviously is why we somehow lose to the fucking White Sox. It was 11-0 at one point. What? I'm sorry. What are you doing? This is just where I start questioning everything. Like, are we really going to lose this division to the Brewers again in another collapse? This just seems way too much. 3 innings from Imanaga. 3 innings from a dude that we expect 6 from at minimum. Yikes. Now remember, this is probably the start of the collapse of the bullpen. But hey, we beat out the White Sox in 2 straight games. Yay. It doesn't help the White Sox that they keep committing errors. Whatever, you know what? It's fine. We got out of it. Now we have to face the Boogeyman. We have to win the series. We got this. At this point, we are tied with the Brewers. Yes, all that fucking around against the Royals and the Twins this month has done us no favors. We need to win this series badly, and we obviously start with a loss because Boyd has apparently yeah, that did not go well. And then Presley and Flexen. Okay, yeah. That's not great. But hey, the next game we should have a much more stable. Oh no, we don't. 9-3. 9-3. Yeah, 9-3. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, it doesn't matter that we won 10-3 with a Ballesteros 3 RBI game that we immediately sent him down afterwards. We lost the series to the Brewers, and at this point, we have lost the momentum to the Brewers. The Brewers, the team that always chokes in the aftermath. Why? Why are we doing this every single time? So, after seeing all this, we have the trade deadline. The thing that the Cubs are... I don't know. I don't know what to make of every other trade deadline, but let's see how it goes. So, we start off with a small piece of getting Soroka, his metrics of when his defense isn't on the Washington Nationals is pretty good. Pretty average. We kind of need that for starting. If he can, get past 5 innings. And oh wait, he has a 13 ERA when it's in the 6th inning. He's better than a no starter at 5th. That's all I have to say. But, we got to get more players. So, Whatever. This is just a small move. Let's keep moving. So next we get Rodgers, a guy that was traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates and then immediately shipped off here. Yes, he only lasted 1 day in the Pirates, but it's still intra-division move. Why? Guess they wanted to cash in on his high value. But yeah, he's an old reliever. I thought Soroka was older. I thought he was like 30, but everyone was lying. He's 27. So, he's... Rodgers from Pirates. He's a reliever, but obviously the bullpen is going to fall off at some point. So, getting someone like him to just, stop that a little bit, that's fine. It's a small piece. And that was the only 2 trades of July 30th. But that's fine, We still have basically the entirety of July 31st to make some trades. And it starts off okay with Kittredge. He's just about to face us. So, we'll just get him over in our bullpen to do something. He's actually played pretty well. Foreshadowing, he's played pretty well for the August team so far. And it's getting a bit sketchy at the end of it. A lot of teams are moving a lot of things, and there's a lot of rentals that are just going away. But here's a little piece of candy for you, Cubs fans. Here's Willie Castro, a man that could kick out certain other people from our fucking lineup. Because, getting a guy that can do pretty well has led off for the Twins. That Twins team that we got our ass kicked by. He was the leadoff man for one of them games. He could play pretty much everywhere in the outfield. Well, the infield and part of the outfield. So, that's pretty good. But we got about like 45 minutes until the deadline. And you got to think. I was on a mountain with no internet access. Well, not really no internet access, but not enough internet access where I can press F5 on my phone. So I'm kind of in the dark for a lot of it. I remember looking out into the ravine or whatever that I was seeing. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. I get a notification on my phone for Castro. I'm like, okay. Is he No, he's not a starting pitcher, but he can play third base. Getting a bat for that's pretty good. I mean, obviously Shaw is probably the future answer, but we probably need to rest our other starters. I mean, Craig Counsell is known for playing his starters constantly. I mean, some of these guys have 100 plus games already. Like, goddamn. But getting this guy, it'll help for the future. That's good. And then the trade deadline passed. And that was it. No starting pitchers. No big names. Just 4 tiny moves. Giving up 7-ish minor league players for 4 guys that'll be rotational at best. That's it. That is all the Chicago Cubs, of all the billions of dollars we have, can do in the trade deadline. Now I get some of these moves, big moves can blow up in your face. Just look at the Yankees, but they're getting swept by the fucking Marlins. But that was it? No starting pitchers that are, big names? That is it? Soroka? Like, don't get me wrong, he's better than what we have currently as a 5th starter, but that's it? And this is where I get to the point where a week before the trade deadline, we extended Jed. Now, I didn't have a problem with it if he was either A, going to sign Kyle Tucker, or B, get Kyle Tucker's replacement. He did none of that. And there was the other thing. Get starting pitching help. Anyone worth a damn. And Soroka may be worth a damn, but we needed more guys that were worth a damn. And guess what? Again, absolutely nothing. Nothing. Legit, nothing. We didn't trade any of the players that we had. We didn't trade for a new starting pitcher. We did not play any of those games. All because we want players for long term. I am sorry that you cannot find a player that was locked up for 5 to 6 years. No team was going to move from that. None of them. Not the Pirates. Not the fucking Twins. They didn't have a starting pitcher that we could get. Apparently. What? Are you serious? You couldn't find anyone? None of the rentals? None of the long terms? You couldn't find anybody with an asking price? And I get that there was this one prospect, Cassie, that was, somewhat of a dude. A guy that we were hoping would be a replacement for Kyle Tucker. But I'm sorry. We gave up 2 day 1 starters for Kyle Tucker. 2 of them. 2 of them that the Houston Astros are currently using to try and take back the AL West that they never lost before. And you're saying that this might only be 1 year? How in everything that you can name do you not extend this man for the rest of his fucking career? I don't care the money. I don't care how many years. This man that we traded 2 day 1 starters should not go walk in free agency. Because the second he walks in free agency, a team like the Dodgers or the Yankees are going to actually throw the money around. When in reality, we have the money. We have all the money in the world to throw at players like Kyle Tucker. To throw at rental pitchers. To throw at long-term pitchers. To throw at anybody that can throw a baseball. Anyone that can hit a baseball. We have all the money. PCA is locked up long-term. We have a bunch of other guys that are locked up for long-term. We have the core to set up a World Series run right now. We do not need to think about the future. We do not need to think about 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. We need to focus on the year 2025. And as of now, we may even slip out of the wild card. I gave her 3.5 games up, but that can disappear at a moment's notice. Okay? Do you hear that, Jed? Do you hear that? At a moment's notice, this team can collapse like the fucking Hindenburg, like it already has. It missed the playoffs entirely. I can see that in my head. We have a 99.1% chance, as of now, to make the playoffs. That can go in a blink of an eye. Remember when he had a 97% chance to make the playoffs last year? Where did that go? Where'd that go? So we're sitting here, again, doing nothing at the trade deadline, with a team that's supposed to be going all in, just doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shit. The Reds made more life-changing decisions than we did. The Reds. Like, come on. You lost to the team that their fans are actively trying to get the team the owners to fuck off. We can't get that. Why? Literal teams were setting up fire sales of every single one of their players. And we still could not find a starting pitcher worth a damn. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong? Why? What is the point? Our guys, as of right now, are all on the downturn. Suzuki seemingly is just hot and motherfucking cold, which is pretty much the embodiment of every single one of the hitters. All of them can either be all on or all off. And all of them happen at the exact same time. There is no variation. There is no, oh, this guy did pretty well today, but the others kind of just, whatever. No. None of that. None of that. It's either they're all on or they're all off. There is absolutely nothing in between. The pitching is just cold because there's no guys there. All of them are either injured or ass. And yet, Jed looked at that and said, you know what? This roster is just fine. I don't think we need to change anything. We'll just get a few bits and pieces in here or there. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know if this team is going to turn around and win the division. I don't think they can. Because as of right now, the Brewers are fucking on fire. They just killed the Nationals. Literally killed them. 9 innings aside, they killed them. And yet, we're just sitting here with our fast victory of August the 2nd and going, August the 1st and going, yeah, it's just Cubs, that's all. I don't know what to do. Like, obviously I want this team to win 100 games. I obviously want this team to win the division. But being in second place in the MLB and still being second place in your own division is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. This Cubs team should be able to outwin every single team. And yet they are sitting 2 games behind their own division. Against the Brewers again. Against the fucking Brewers. It's stupid. And it's not what this season should have been. We should be doing way better. We should actually be playing good baseball. And yet we aren't. And I hear a bunch of people going, yeah, slumps happen to every team. Not every team is, perfect for all of the games. Shit like this happens. I get it. The Yankees were doing pretty well. They are doing terrible now. Some of these Dodger teams are just questionable because, well, everyone is injured. But the thing is that those teams bounce back after a week or two. We have been in a slump for 2 months. A slump by the standards that we have to hold against the Brewers. We cannot lose this division. And we probably will. In the year 2025, we should have been set up for World Series. Not sitting 2 games. Sitting 1 game. Sitting any games behind the Brewers. What was the point? If any rate, what was the point of getting Tucker? What was the point in doing anything? If you're just going to take this team as a punt, actually take it as a punt. Don't half-ass it. Punt. If you want to be a mediocre baseball franchise, you sell us that from the start. You don't make these splashy trades. You do the bare fucking minimum to make this team okay. Develop some guys in the farm system. Do, just random sell-offs of good players for more prospects. Just try and get us to, be excited about 500 ball. I can't get excited about 500 ball because I know this team is better than that. They're better. They're better than just 500 ball. They're more like 600 ball. And yet we can't do it. We just can't. I don't understand. It just doesn't. I have a lot of things. I have a lot more things to say about this, but I just realized I've been ranting about this for 15 minutes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know, it doesn't. It doesn't. It just doesn't. This team doesn't want to work with each other. Their body language is fucking stupid. At any moment of downturn, they just seemingly fuck off. If the other team scores first, they're basically fucked. If we score first, however, we're apparently just goat. If anything, we just need to change something. And that something will not change. If the owners could just go fuck right off, that would be nice. Take your stupid son with him. Anyway, see ya.